What up, YouTube? Got a pretty good show lined up for you today, man. First, we're gonna jump into an instrumental from an underground producer named Mosley. Then we're gonna jump into the review of this Andy Milonakis, Chief Keef, and Fredo Santana song. And then we're gonna take some questions. Maybach is actually an Andy Milonakis song, man, that has Chief Keef and Fredo Santana on there, man, and it's pretty fucking terrible. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to terrible rappers, man, I always like to check in on them every so often, man, because I personally believe you cannot be a rapper all the fucking time and drop as much music as all of these dudes do and still be fucking terrible. Like, you cannot consistently rap and not progress in any kind of fucking way, you dig? But yet, Chief Keef takes this concept and shoots it down with a fucking grenade launcher. I struggle listening to his music just as much as I did when I first heard this guy because he is still that fucking terrible, man. And the collaborations with him and Andy Milonakis and such, man, they have been fucking terrible to begin with, and I still don't understand why they doing it. Like, I really don't understand. Is Andy Milonakis helping you do something? Because he's a terrible fucking rapper, dude. Like, honestly, Chief Keef is more helping him by giving Andy Milonakis hope, thinking that, okay, if Chief Keef could get in the game and get signed to a label, then I can too, because I'm just as bad. This track, Maybach, was terrible from the jump, from the beat, to the verses, to the flows, to everything you fucking name, man. One of those horrible fucking tracks that you have to bypass or end up stabbing yourself in the fucking ears type shit. But anyway, on to Ask, Download, Pass, in which I was having a pretty damn good conversation with Jake Brown and such, man. But he said something that I definitely wanted to bring to people because it's a consistent misconception of shit. Like, he was talking about how all of black people were a part of the civil rights movement, and that's not fucking true, dude. For anybody to think that coons weren't part of the civil rights movement and trying to sabotage that shit, you are fucking mistaken, because coonery and all of this shit go back to slavery, and if you think they just faded away for the civil rights movement, then came back later, you are really mistaken, man. And then to go on top of the coons, man, there was a bunch of people that really didn't do shit, man. They was really more like, I don't want you to fuck up the job that I got at the little plant that I got, the steel mill or whatever the fuck. A lot of black people didn't want the civil rights movement to come up so they can ruin their fucking job that they had, even though white supremacy was fucking killing them just as bad at Jim Crow as they is now. But here's the thing, the civil rights movement was overall a success. It didn't go as far as it needed to go, but it was overall a damn success, and we didn't need the entire black population to do it. We had a good contingent of us, in which if you look at the statistics, man, right now we are 13% of the population, but that equates to over 40 million of us, man. We only need 7 to 10 million of us to actually get together and do some shit to make some actual fucking moves. The coons and everybody that's sabotaging and all that shit, they can be let go. And Jamil says he hopes that this Lil Wayne situation of him trying to get out of Cash Money and how Cash Money fucked him over all these fucking years is a great example of how artists should never trust a fucking record label, and I'm hoping so as well. Because Lil Wayne spent like 20 years of his life building up these guys, and he took them to a fucking high level and shit, dude. But even with that, these record labels is all fucking business. Even though you grew this guy from a fucking child, soon as them numbers slip, oh, we gonna get Young Thug and push Lil Wayne the fuck out. We're never gonna give Lil Wayne his own label. His label's gonna be under us. They pulled so much bullshit against fucking Wayne, a guy that held them down when they needed him the most to hold him the fuck down when he didn't have to. So if they gonna do that to Wayne, what do you think they gonna do to you? I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpass.com, that's down there, to read today's article.